My name is Glenn Kelly and I'm a GP in Brisbane, and even after many years in general practice I still feel very proud to be a GP. I also have the privilege of being the current chair of the Standards Committee. The standards for general practices are developed by the college, and they're a framework. In fact, more than a framework, a scaffold and a platform on which quality care can be delivered by Australian general practices. They also provide a framework for risk management for those practices. Australian general practices have got a rightful reputation for delivering quality care, and the standards support that even further. They enable practices to identify areas in their systems that may need to be improved, and the aim is to actually give a high quality and consistent care to our patients. The 5th edition standards were released in October 17 at GP 17, and they've been developed over a 3-year period, developed by the Standards Committee of the college. The Standards Committee has got GPs on it. It's also got a representative from the Practice Managers Association, from the Practice Nurses Association, and also consumer. The standards were in large part based on Standards 4, but because there's been developments in healthcare and the systems and around the delivery of healthcare over that time, the standards were looked at and used as a basis for Standards 5, but not in isolation. We also looked at overseas and national standards for healthcare, and where relevant they were incorporated. We also had a lot of stakeholder consultation where input was asked for and given, and some of that was incorporated where relevant. But also we went to public consultation, so the public and all GPs in Australia had a chance of putting input into those standards. And then we went to 3 rounds of piloting. So at the end, Standards 5 were a conglomerate of effort from a large number of sources, but shepherded in by the Standards Committee, and we believe that it gives a very strong framework for Australian general practice in this current age. They're also a flexible system. Between the 4th and 5th edition, the 5th edition is developed on a modular system. It's got a general practice module, a quality improvement module, but also it has got a core module. And the aim of having a modular system is so that each module can be further developed as need be over time, but also it's a very significant change that it's now an outcome-based process. Whereas before the Standards 4 often focused on process, the indicators in Standards 5 look at outcomes. As an example, we might have said previously, our practice has got a process for recalling patients with significantly abnormal results. Now we'll say, we actually do recall patients with significantly abnormal results. It's looking at it in a different way, but what we're doing is we're looking at the outcome of the standards, how they affect practice, and how we can improve practice based on those standards. There are 14 fewer indicators in Standards 5. So we've done that by removing duplicate indicators and criteria. We've done it by combining some indicators based on themes. There are also some new indicators based on areas such as managing ethical dilemmas, managing business risks, and also identifying problems that may arise in practice and setting goals for delivering and improving the services that we offer. So it's a business-oriented approach as well. And we do this because general practice is a business, and to be able to develop and deliver quality care, we need to make sure that the business is a sound business. So by having a sound business means the practice can then deliver that high-quality healthcare. We've deliberately revised the language of the standards to be, if I can say more plain English. And that's based on feedback. We had feedback that some of the explanatory notes of Standards 4 were not always as easy to read as we thought they may have been. We've also developed a patient feedback guide, and we've also developed an extensive resource guide that practices can use to develop their own resources to further add to the standards that they are using. I think it's important to emphasise that the standards are a quality exercise. They're not about a tick and flick of getting through indicators, they're actually a quality exercise. And we've set these Standards 5 up in a way that practices, when they go through the accreditation process, will be able to learn more from it, will be able to be more flexible in meeting the indicators, and will use the exercise as a quality learning exercise. The standards were developed for general practice, and to support the quality of care that Australian general practices deliver. To be accredited as a general practice, though, they need to meet 3 core criteria. The first one is that they need to meet the definition of a general practice that the college has developed. The second thing is that they need to deliver predominantly general practice services. And thirdly, they need to be able to meet all of the indicators in the standards. The system as it is also allows other health services to be accredited. They can't be accredited as a general practice if they don't meet the definition of general practice, and that also means they can't claim PIP payments, but they can be accredited as a health service. And that enables other health services to use our standards as a platform to deliver quality care for their own patients. There are 4 accreditation agencies operating in Australia: QPA, formerly known as GPA, AGPAL, Global Mark and ACHS. And these 4 agencies are able to use our standards in accrediting general practices in Australia. Practices can start using the 5th edition now if they choose to do so, but by the 1st of November in this year, all practices will have to be accredited against the 5th edition standards.